Grace and peace, God's people, is Pastor Sims here to give you your morning lesson this morning. Yesterday, we went through a very important lesson called Keep Going. And today I want to deal with how do you keep going? How do you keep pressing through when things are against you? How do you keep going? How do you keep fighting? How do you keep trying when everything seems to be impossible and difficult? I will tell you this. You keep going by keeping the main idea the main idea. Last night, Bishop Alan G. Porter was at Apostle Lorenzo Moore's birthday celebration, and he was I'm talking about Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, where the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. And he was discussing about how you have to be in a position to where you're not focused on everybody else, but you're focused on where you're going, focused on your vision. I just got through 3 years of school, and it was good morning, Pastor Melvin. It was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life was go through school again for the second time. I had to repeat my bachelor's program because of my school, ITT Tech, closing down and no one taking their paperwork anymore. Every day there was something else. Doing classes with young people. I remember being in class and the teacher actually trying to tell the students to pipe down, which I thought was so high school. Thought I had gone past that level. Thought I had, dealt with that before. And a lot of the problems that we have are in our mind. A lot of the struggles and obstacles are in our minds. They're not even real, but, and I'll deal with that on another day. But the way to get through it, the way I got through it, is imagining myself walking across that stage. And every time I got a class, or my work was hard, or something seemed insurmountable, there was no way I was going to get around it, what I would try to do is press through with imagining what it would be like when I had my degree. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. I want you to imagine what it would be like to be successful, keeping the main goal in mind. I talked about last night, they gave me an opportunity to give words of encouragement to Apostle Moore. I talked about how the Romans, when Paul says, I run as a runner, and everybody that runs the race runs with the intention to win, but only one of them gets the prize. When he tells this whole story, he's talking about Roman runners and what would be the original Olympics. The original Olympics, because it was happening in a stadium, you had to run in that stadium. So people would start cheering when you first started the run. You had to start your marathon run. People would begin cheering at the beginning. And then they would stop cheering after a while. And you would have to be thinking about winning that thing in your mind. So you have to beat your flesh, your body, as well as your physiological, your psychological, physical place, your psychological place, your spiritual place has to all be encouraged to keep going. Otherwise, you will forget the main idea, the main goal, the end goal, focusing on what's right in front of you. It's fine to keep going and just get over the next hurdle, just get through the next thing. But if you want to uplift your spirit and get through with power and conviction, you got to be thinking about what is your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I going through this? Why am I enduring this? What is the point? What is the major point of what I'm doing? And saying to the living God, that is the major point. Whatever the end goal is, has to be our driving force. So I want you to be convinced today that the way that you get to the end is by thinking about the end. What is it going to feel like? This is why the saints of old, when we were dealing with slavery in America, why the saints that were dealing with slavery always had prayers and thoughts of the end. Had songs like, when we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing it will be when we all see Jesus. We will sing and shout the victory. That's the point. Thinking about the end. You know, I want to see his face. You know, sometimes it can get hard, but you got to be thinking about what's the end goal. What I want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. If you master your morning, you use these elements that we teaching, especially this one. If you keep the end in mind, I don't just do master your mornings for no reason. I do them so I can hear people call me and text me and say, man of God, it blessed me, push me. I do it for the jewel in my crown when I get to heaven. It says, you know, I helped somebody's life, helped get somebody through, brought somebody to salvation. What is your why? What do you do? Why you do what you do? If you do it just for money, it ain't gonna never last. You won't ever make it through. But if you do it for the Lord, that's why the old saint said, only what you do for Christ will last. Consider and reconsider your why, and that will help you get through whatever the struggle is. I pray this word has blessed you. God bless you. God keep you. Make his face to shine upon you. I will see you all in our next edition. Be blessed.